So Colonel Sanders and I were facing off in a nice head-to-head battle. We were going strong, going hard, and guess what? His Wi-Fi disconnected. So we had to do another battle, and we both grabbed new teams. He grabbed kind of a random team, and I just grabbed a Sandstorm team, which I usually never use Sandstorm. And those of you who are experts on Sandstorm are probably criticizing my team like right and left right here, but it's all okay because it worked. And let's go ahead and get to the battle. And it should be coming up in a bit, I believe. There we go. Sorry, I gave myself a little bit extra time than 30 seconds. I remember that much. So he's going to lead off with Cecino, which is obviously a skill link one because that is out now. And I am going to lead off with my Hippowdon. And he's going to go for that Bullet Seed. Kind of figured he probably would, but I mean, what am I going to do? I don't have anything really. I mean, I can Earthquake this thing and probably kill it right away. But I want to actually take this time to get up my Stealth Rocks. That's what I want to do. And so, basically, I'm like at half health, and I don't want to lose my Hippowdon yet, because I might need it for something else later. Such as maybe Death Fodder or something. And so I bring in my Metagross on this Bullet Seed, and look how well Metagross tanks it. I mean, that's just pretty insane. And this Metagross is a little bit different than the standard Metagross you probably are used to seeing, not normal to seeing, but used to seeing. And you'll see why a little bit later in the match. I won't spoil it right now. So I go for that Meteor Mash, and he does switch in, predicting the Meteor Mash. That is a nice prediction on him. And so I am going to switch out, because he does like to run his own sets, so I wasn't sure what was going on. And he goes for the freaking Coil. Which, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't like coiling Electros. Like, I like using them because they're so good, but I don't like when I have to face one because they are that good for an Electros set. So I decided to put up a Reflect. And this Latias set is a little bit weird. It's probably not like the usual standard set you're used to seeing, like the standard Choice Specs or Calm Mind. It's actually like a, It is a Calm Mind set, but it's a really weird Calm Mind set because it runs Reflect to build on the defense as well as running Recover so I don't go down. So really its only attack is Dragon Pulse, which could be bad when my opponent brings in Steel types. But I'm not too worried about it. So thankfully I have the Reflect up, so Coil only does that much. And he is... I believe right here he does go ahead and switch because he doesn't have anything that can take my Latias, which is good. And that kind of gives it away. And he brings in his Hydreigon. I don't know, maybe it's Death Fodder, or maybe like he thought he was going to try and take me. Because he could have. But yeah, so his Hydreigon goes down without doing anything. That's pretty fantastic for me. I like it anyway. Now he brings in Mew. And this Mew has a pretty unique moveset as well. So I go for the Dragon Pulse, and his Mew survives. Kind of, yeah, Mew's pretty bulky. And he goes for the Super Feint because his set is actually like a Super Feint grind set, which my Jellicent actually walls. You'll see a little bit later because he doesn't carry anything for like Jellicents. Because, I mean, why would you carry anything for just one Pokemon? And well, he actually is going to predict the Recover, or just predict me to go for another Dragon Pulse. And he is going to switch into his Grown Zone, which is no big deal to me. I'm okay with this. I'm not really fearing it. And then my Reflect kind of wears off, so I'm like, yeah, he could go for the Gyro Ball, and I'm not sure what he's going to do. And it turns out it's like a dual Screaming Ground Zone, so that kind of sucks. And here's what I meant by my Metagross isn't the standard Metagross. So I go for that Hidden Power Fire, and he said on his side, whoa, what the heck? I didn't expect a Metagross to have Hidden Power. Which is, sorry, I had to get a drink. Which is kind of unusual. I do have to admit, because you never usually see anything with that has like awesome base attack that runs special attack, but Metagross can actually pull it off. And so I go for the Meteor Mash, and then the Ice Punch, thinking I'm going to do more, and then I remember, oh wait, he has to Reflect up. So that kind of sucks for me, because now he can just Coil, and I don't like Coils. In fact, I'd rather hate him. And I go for the Ice Punch again, hoping to KO him. He lives with a smidgen. Look at that! A freaking smidgen! It's so small! You can't even see it on the screen. But he lived with that much. And so the light screen's gonna go down, so I know the reflect's going down next turn, which is good for me. And judging by the damage, I should be able to kill him when the reflect goes down. Because, I mean, look at that damage. And I survived with like 43 HP. Go for the Ice Punch, thinking I'm gonna KO him, and look at that! He's dead finally! Yeah! That makes me excited. But now he has this freaking Mew. And he is gonna go for the Roost, I guess, expecting me to just switch out. But at this point, I was like, you know, if Metagross is dead, it's dead. And of course, I missed with the Meteor Mash. That Meteor Mash would have done a lot had it hit, but of course, you know how I do with those 90% accuracy moves. Sometimes miss. So I switch over into Jellicent because I know he has Super Feint and Brine. And I didn't believe he had a coverage move. So I felt pretty confident doing this. And he doesn't have a coverage move. So my Jellicent pretty much walls it. And for the nickname on Jellicent, in case you're wondering, it's nicknamed Poppet because, you know, the male Jellicent kind of looks like the Pringles man. And so I thought Poppet would be a good nickname. Anyway, so now he's going to bring in Roserade, which is, you know, kind of sucky, but I go for the switch into Gliscor, kind of figuring he's probably going to try and Toxic me. Because I actually have seen this Roserade set before. And it's like Toxic and Venoshock, which is interesting. Because, yeah. And I try and go for the Protect. But obviously it's not going to work out. So I go ahead and switch out back into my Metagross. And he is going to go for the Reflect. Not really sure why. He could have actually predicted my switch into Metagross and gone for the light screen. That's what I'm trying to think of. So I go for this Empower Fire because I didn't know if he was going to leave. And he does leave. And I'm going to switch into my Gliscor because I should be able to take this better. And yeah, the Rock Blast actually does a pretty surprising amount, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Sorry. I did like a workout yesterday, so like all the mucus that's been there has shown up. And there I made a stupid move. I probably should have just gone for the the Protect, because his Cicino was dead to Sandstorm anyway, but I decided, oh, let's be a dumbass and go for the Ice Feint. I don't know why I didn't go for the Protect. But it's all okay. So he is going to, like, I guess attempt to switch me out into something else. But I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. Because, I mean, I don't see a reason to. I go for the Protect to see what he's going to do. And he is going to go for the Venoshock, which is, yeah, not really, like, that threatening to me. Because I do still have Steel types and all that. But I decided to go into Hippowdon in case he decided to go for another move. Sorry about the coughing. I really don't like coughing in my narrations. But this is a long battle, so I'm going to let it slide. Like, if it was a shorter battle, I wouldn't. But since it is a longer battle, sorry about that. So, anyway, I switched into my Hippowdon because I knew I could take whatever, or at least get Death Fodder and bring it in something useful. And yeah, it turns out this Hippowdon got a kill, which is great. The Ice Feint is awesome. And so he is going to go for the Roost. I honestly expected him to go for the Brine. Maybe he expected me to switch out right away, fearing the Brine. So I decided to just go for the Slide Off because I'm like, what? Man, don't feel like doing much. And I figured I was going to be dead that turn anyway. If I knew I wasn't going to be dead, I probably would have gone for the Earthquake. But yeah. So, not really sure that I probably should have gone for the Earthquake just because. So he goes for the Brine, and it's not going to KO me because Hippowdon has like high HP, high hit points, which is great. And obviously this turn it is going to KO me because since I'm below half health, Brine's going to do double damage or something like that. Like the power gets boosted when the opponent is at half health for grind. So that kind of sucks, but the upside is, guess what? I have a freaking Landorus, and here I actually kind of like, you know, I knew I would be faster because he's running Modest, not Timid. So I go for the U-turn, and I basically get into my Jellicent, which is pretty great for me because now he's walled. And here he said he was just gonna let it die. So yeah, that's good. But he actually doesn't let it die right away, and you'll see a little bit later. So I go for the Scout, get the first turn burn. Obviously it burns me, but the nice thing about Jellicents is they're bulky enough, and they're especially attacking, that they don't mind being burned. And I can always recover off my burn damage, so that's good. Just a second. Yeah. Anyway, so that I really am hating like the coughing in the narration. It's starting to make me mad. So right now it's a little bit stally because he was gonna just let this die, and I keep going for. I go for like the Scald a couple times, just in case he wants to switch into Bronze Zone. And if he does, then I can get that burn hopefully. Because Scald is like more like 90% accuracy burn than like 30% accuracy burn. It seems like, because Scald like burns a lot. So since he's apparently not trying to switch out, I'm gonna start going for the Shadow Ball, because that's actually gonna be doing more damage than the Scald anyway, because of stab and super effectiveness and all that. And then I also get the chance to get a special defense drop, which would really help in taking down this Mew, because clearly it's a bulky Mew. And so I go for the Shadow Ball, and guess what? I do get that special defense drop, which is great for me because that means, you know, this thing's not gonna live long. But so here's the downside. Here's what really kind of sucks. He decides. Okay, first burn. Okay. There we go. So he decides to switch into Bronze Zone, which sucks because now the battle just got a smidgen longer. And well, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Scald because I want to get the burn, and I didn't think he had anything against me, but he does have Side Shock and he gets a crit. But at that point of hit points, the crit might not have mattered because Jellicent doesn't have like the greatest defense in the world. It has better special defense, and I was running especially defensive sets, so probably didn't matter. So I go for the Empower and I get a crit. Now I'm pretty sure my crit mattered because I'm pretty sure Bronze Zone would have survived with a smidgen. And well, he is gonna bring in the Mew. He is gonna brine me. I just left Metagross in to be Death Fodder, and then I am going to bring in my Landorus, and I believe I go for just like the Earthquake because that's going to do a lot of damage, and it's awesome to finish off something. So yeah, that's pretty much the match. And yeah, I was right, I do go for the Earthquake. So the common question is, what do you think of Pokegening? Because like, I got in an argument with someone about Pokegen, and I want to know your guys' opinion. I'm not going to tell you mine, but I want to know yours, so comment, like, and sub, and tell me what you think of Pokegen. See ya!